Good evening, friends, and thank you for joining me on another episode of True Crimes, Past and Present. Today, I want to discuss the case of Orrin and Orson West, California city boys who disappeared on December 21st, 2020. According to their adoptive parents, Trezell West and Jacqueline West, the children were playing in the backyard with chalk, and as the father was bringing in wood for a fire, the children disappeared. Very interesting case, as there was no evidence of these children being in the backyard or being in the home in itself. I'm going to go ahead and share with you a interview the parents did in the beginning of their one and only interview they've ever done. And then we can go ahead and discuss the case.
So helpless, and seeing everybody out here really looking and helping out really means a lot.
So, tell us what happened the night the kids went missing.
Okay.
From our yard.
Okay. It was cold. I was gonna make a fire. There's a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two would go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard and keep them close. So I was playing with chalk, and I came in the house. I saw them there. I went in the house. I came back out. I didn't see them now. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, did you see the boys? She said, no, they should be outside playing with chalk. I said, well, I didn't see them, so I came back outside and I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open, and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that hadn't panned out, I got in the van. I looked down the street, most directions. It was getting dark, getting cold, and I got in the van and I hit a bunch of corners. I went down this street. I turned my light on. I searched. I called their names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going. So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they can get a hold of us. And they had us just sitting there, and we wanted to keep searching. But everybody came out in droves, and I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching, and we appreciate it, and nobody ever could tell, we could never talk to anybody, and that was the issue.
We just want to thank everybody.
We really want to
And,
thank you guys.
Please, if anybody has seen them, please call, let somebody know.
It call the cops, call the city police department. Call them and let them know what you've seen, if you see anything. Our boys, they are going to be rambunctious, okay? They are going to be here in this area. And I really would like to go into houses, but it's not because I want to invade people's privacy. I just want to know if make sure. That's it. Because I don't. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. If you got any questions.
Oh, no, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to say, this is the first time we're hearing from you guys, and I can't imagine what you guys are going through. I can't even fathom it. For you guys, for people who are thinking that there's some kind of foul play involved, we just spoke to the biological mother. She says she had a conversation with you guys, and that she thinks there's some kind of foul play involved. That she thinks you guys did something.
And that's understandable.
What's your response to that?
That's understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it.
So, according to Trezell, he was outside looking for some wood to start a fire. And then he asks his wife when he realized the kids were missing, where are they? But I kind of agree with that one person that stated, you know, or I think it's a little further along in the video when they ask, you know, why did you leave the two little kids by themselves? Which is a legitimate question. I also can hear the nervousness in his voice, the shaking in his voice. And he's not moving, but there's shaking in his voice. So I just want to go ahead and point that out. And also how he fumbles a lot in his language. So when he stated, I wish I could go inside the houses, right? Let's continue.
And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and they came to us, and they became our children, and we named them, and they are our children, and so we want them back. So please, if y'all could get back on what you guys are doing, we should be able to get a hold of somebody, but they took all of our tech, so they wanted to, I guess, just rule us out, which makes sense. That's part of the investigation. So that's pretty much it.
Have you guys, you talked to the police all last night?
Yes.
What?
I think another question that I have here is, I know Trezell had said that he talked to somebody, a neighbor, while he was looking for the boys. And I followed this case, I want to say nearly from the beginning, and I haven't heard of this particular neighbor coming forward. I'm just curious to see if it is true and what exactly did this neighbor see. Like, for example, what was Trezell's demeanor? Okay, let's continue.
So you guys willfully gave them your
Everything.
technology,
Yes,
the car.
yes.
Did they get a? How did they get a search warrant? Did you
I
guys?
I,
Oh, no
I don't see
idea.
why they got one, but they got one. We
Yeah,
would have
they
let them
didn't
take
need one,
anything.
but-
We would have let them take everything. We let them come in and search with us. We asked them to come do that.
What did they take?
Just tech, and that's it. Like our phones.
From the house, though, did they?
Oh, well, I guess, should I answer that? Or?
Answer it to us, yeah.
Okay, so into the, okay, and I guess, I don't even know.
I see. Yeah, we seriously felt like we needed to be out here. We did. Again, we were told the best are out here looking already. Just to stay put. They have more questions. There was literally a cop with us the whole time in
And
there.
he had sitting down. We would ask, can we go help? They had to sit
Said
down.
nope.
He said, no, we got the best out there.
So
We
it's
need
not-
you guys here in case we have more questions.
I don't want you guys thinking
We
we
don't.
didn't try. We actually
We
looked
tried.
before we called
We
the
looked,
police.
yes.
So, in this statement, when they say that they did try to go out even before they called the police, if you go on to AV Watchman's YouTube page, you're going to see a video of him talking to the neighbor and the neighbor having surveillance or CCTV and shows Trezell walking out and driving around, but it doesn't show Jackie or Jacqueline going out. So if you haven't subscribed to his or you haven't checked it out, I invite you to check it out. That's AV Watchman. So let's continue.
And I imagine the mind-boggling part is the search for information. What happened? Where are they?
Yes.
Et cetera, et cetera.
And we're, yeah.
And just so we are able to present the information correctly, At what time did you guys notice your kids went missing, and at what time were they reported missing to the police?
It's about, I believe, I think it was about 4:30, going on 5. It was getting dark, like I said,
Five-ish.
5-ish. That's about it. That's when everything played out.
And then when did you guys call the police to report them missing?
I don't,
After we searched
yeah.
a little bit around here, it was dark, so we definitely we got worried.
Uh, would you say it was maybe within an hour, a couple?
Now, just hearing this, it makes me wonder, are they really worried? Because I don't see them shedding a tear. I don't see them, sounding frantic or anything. And I know there's a lot of other theories out there of what might have happened to the children. And, unless we find them, we're never going to truly know what happened, or unless somebody comes forward with information. I believe as of today, a year later, I want to say, I can't confirm, but I believe that they've retained an attorney. Again, I can't confirm that information. It's just hearsay. But it makes you wonder, like, if they're not guilty of anything, then why did they retain an attorney? And if they have the funds for an attorney, why not use those funds to add on to the reward money for the kids if they truly do care for them, right? So, a little background information on how they became the adoptive parents. Orrin and Orson were known before as Sincere and Classic, and mother lost parental rights through the court system, which is a whole different story in itself. But mom ended up losing parental rights, and then Jacqueline and Trezell were the foster parents for a while, and then in turn became the adoptive parents of the children. Now they have a total of 6 children, I believe, and at the time, the 4 other children were detained and are now under protective services with DCFS. And as far as the last time I checked, we haven't had any new updates on Trezell or Jacqueline West. And it's been over a year since the kids disappeared, and there have been no signs of them whatsoever. And it's very sad. It's sad to hear this. It's sad that these kids have not gotten any justice. It's sad that, we haven't had any closure. And even for the biological mom, now that these kids are disappeared, she came forward, and of course she's distraught. She wants answers. And so, I invite anybody that has any relevant information to go ahead and contact BPD. The case did transfer over to BPD. That's their phone number, 661-322-4040. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go off of this one, but I'll bring you in another video more in-depth information, and we're going to go ahead and review the information we have for these kids. But until then, I'll talk to you guys when I talk to you guys.